So a lot of people wonder on a raw food diet, or on any diet for that matter, whether or not to eat meals or graze. So eating meals, that's basically just means that you're eating, 3 times a day or something, and you're getting your caloric need covered in those 3 meals. Grazing, on the other hand, is when you just eat a little bit all day long, just like kind of snacking, eating all the time, little bit, and then throughout the day sort of covering your need. And I would really advise anyone who's looking for health, anyone who wants to be successful on a raw food diet, I would advise them to eat meals, definitely. Why? Well, there's a few reasons. One of them is that it's much better for digestion, actually. Our digestive system works in a way so that when we eat something, when food comes into our stomach, it starts the peristaltic movements of the intestines. This is the muscular contractions of the intestines that push and propel food throughout our system. So if we're always grazing, just eating a little bit and a little bit and a little bit, typically we'll have like a bit sluggish digestion. In nature, we would probably eat meals, if you think about it. Imagine you're hungry. You're going out to search for food, and you come to a mango tree and it's just full of mangoes. You're hungry, you're gonna eat. So you'll eat until you're full, naturally. I mean, you're not gonna have just one mango and then wait half an hour and have another mango. No, you're hungry, so you'll eat until you are satisfied, of course. Then, then a few hours would pass by and then you would eat again, right? That's really how it would be in nature, I think. Looking at animals that graze, like cows and horses and stuff, they're eating a very, very low calorie diet. Well, no, not exactly. They're eating a low calorie food, so they have to eat a lot to be able to cover their need. So that's why they eat the whole day, Typically animals that eat herbs and grass and things like that, they typically eat a lot. Whereas animals that eat more dense sources of calories, they eat meals, essentially. It's also much easier to really gauge how many calories to eat, which is not something that you have to calculate, but just I feel with myself that if I just eat all day, I'm never really hungry and I'm never really full. And I like being hungry and then eat and then becoming satisfied. I love that feeling, and if I'm eating all day, I'm sort of depriving myself of that feeling, which I don't like. So that's why I like to just, as my hunger, arises, I'm like, oh yeah, I need to eat something, and then I find something to eat. I look forward to the meal. I eat until I'm satisfied, until I'm full, and then I'm just like, enjoying that satisfaction that comes from really eating a good meal, And of course, it's much more practical too. If you had to go and eat all the time, then you're like thinking about food constantly throughout the day, and you have to always have food with you, and you're always eating, and you can never do one thing because you always have to eat at the same time, and it's just distracting. So in that sense, I would also say that it's much better to eat meals. You eat your breakfast and then you're good. For a few hours you can do other things before you have to eat lunch again. Some people do well with 2 meals a day. Some people do 3 meals a day. Personally, that's what I like to do. 4 meals even. More than that, then it starts getting into the grazing kind of eating, which is not ideal. So also for your teeth, it's not really ideal to graze. If you're always eating, then you'll always have sugars in your mouth, and you'll always have an acid pH in your mouth, because that happens when we're eating. We get an acid pH, which isn't good for dental hygiene, So it's much better to eat meals, and then after the meal, rinse your mouth, no problem. All right.